what you did, you little jerk!
What's going on, jerk faces? And welcome to a brand new special episode of the Circle of Jerks podcast. With obviously we got Andy. What's going on, Andy? And returning favorites, Robert Lane. You know him as a musician and director, and now soon to be best-selling author. With his last time we talked, it was uncompleted. Now it's completed and it's out. Tell us about the book, Rob. Welcome.
All right. Yes, it is completed, like really completed.
Yeah.
The book is called Life Action You, The Guide to Master Your Mindset, Overcome Work Stress, and Regain Your Personal Freedom. It was a great experience to write the book, and I'm excited now that it is officially out there in the world. It's worldwide, available on Amazon, both in ebook form and, of course, paperback. And I'm just wrapping up the audiobook version, so that'll be up there shortly. Really excited.
Oh, great. So tell us about like what what you hope to accomplish by with this book, because I know it is one that is, I wouldn't call it a self-help book because I hate self-help books, and I don't think that this is what your book is trying to do. I think it is for you. It must have been pretty therapeutic writing it. But what do you want people to get out of it?
Right. So, as a my official title would be corporate performance coach. Basically, what that means is that I help busy professionals eliminate stress, overwhelm, and burnout, and teach them how to, various tools and techniques on time management, setting boundaries, how to deal with self-esteem issues, maybe that create barriers from being able to reach your goals, work goals, but it also spills into the personal life as well. So the tools and techniques that I teach in my coaching program, which is called the Mindset Method, helps not only busy professionals, but you can take these tools and again apply them to your personal life, because the goal is that you don't want to be so stressed and overwhelmed at work that when you come home you have no time to spend with your family, with your kids, or just do things that you want to do because you're burnt out, you're tired.
Yeah.
So the book is taking some of the techniques that I teach in my program and share with you things that you can do, and it's practical, it's easy to do, it's not crazy. And like you say about, I don't really consider it a self-help book in a sense. It's more of a personal development book. But what makes this book unique is I've worked in the entertainment industry for 30 plus years in various facets of the business, from radio to cable television to movies to TV, corporate work, of course, spending the last 14, 15 years of my entertainment career at 20th Century Fox, working at the studio a lot. And so I've done post-production, audio work, a whole slew of things, acting, on camera, off camera.
Yeah.
So I've taken all these experiences and I've just handpicked some of my best stories, because people have asked me, oh, why don't you, write your memoirs, these stories? But I thought, okay, well, how can I do this in a way that would really be beneficial, not only just telling a story, but how can I give them some valuable information and valuable tools and techniques of how to navigate through your work life, and, as I say, spill over into your personal life. So that's what the book is all about. So I've taken these stories, and with each story that I tell, I tie in a life lesson and tools and techniques that I teach in my coaching program, the Mindset Method. So that's a quick overview of what this book is about.
Yeah, that sounds like something that it's really helpful. It's one thing where you are utilizing your own experiences, but it's not just about like telling the story and kind of lifting yourself up. It's like, hey, look at this awesome story that I can tell. But it is about kind of helping people with it. Like I've struggled through this, and this is these are like some of the tools I use to help people get through this same situation. Here's what you might be able to do. Here's some tools that you might be able to utilize, and I mean, you're also doing that program, like that's helping kind of that coaching program, which utilizes exercise and kind of like mind exercises to kind of help them work through this stuff. Is that something you're hoping that maybe the book helps them lead them down that path as well, like kind of where they
that's all part of it. I didn't want to, there's a ton of personal development and self-help books and just a lot of information out there, but I wanted to make this a little bit more unique and just take my personal experiences and tie them into an industry that a lot of people are interested about. And there's like this glamour aspect of the entertainment industry. So this, the book shares the glamorous and not so glamorous of working in the business.
Right.
So with those stories, I did want to tie in a lesson that that not only that maybe I learned, but maybe something that I could tie in for other people to be able to utilize and help them through certain work situations. There's stories in here about communication skills, time management, how to set boundaries, how to deal with fear. Fear is a big thing, and how to deal with it, and how to not miss opportunities, how to live your life, not only, as I say, from the personal standpoint, but in business, you still have to be present. You still have to be aware. You still have to be engaged in what's going on, and a lot of people, they don't do that, so they miss out on promotions. They miss out on taking their career to the next level. And or they end up spending 14, 15-hour days, 5 days a week working at their job, and then there's no time for themselves or for their family. So the tools that I teach and that I talk about in here help with that, so that you can have that true work-life balance. So and I also wanted to make it an enjoyable read too. So for example, the chapters that are in this book, don't even go through it with you, just to make it a little more entertaining, and also just to give you a rundown of what I talk about in the book. So the first chapter is called The Eyes Have It, and that deals with perspective and purpose and passion for what you do. So that's the lesson you learn in that chapter. The second chapter is called Grats and Brags Are Better Than Bacon. Now that,
I like it.
Right. And I love bacon. And I talk about that in the book. But that basically is talking about the lesson is to be grateful, gratitude, and to be proud of the things that you do. Big or small, doesn't matter how big or small the accomplishment is. You can be proud of what you do, and you should be grateful for what you have. So that's the lesson. Ain't Talking About Brands is about communication skills. The next chapter is called Is That a Quadricycle? And what that's based on is this cycle of events that create a story that you create from an event that creates feelings from that story, which then incites some kind of action that you take because of those feelings. Now, there could be a positive cycle or it could be a negative cycle. So I talk about how you can utilize this cycle for positive things and not get yourself into a negative loop. There's other chapters, like the one called Everyone Can Be a Manager of Time, which of course is about time management. Fight, Flight, or Freeze is a chapter about dealing with fear, dealing with overwhelm, being put into maybe a work situation where you feel overwhelmed because you don't understand a procedure, or maybe you're too afraid to ask for help or guidance. So it deals, with that kind of thing. There's other stories in here about how to deal with stress, about self-love, about appreciating the person that you are and accepting and embracing the person that you are, because that also ties into self-esteem issues. And a lot of this, what's interesting about tying it together with the entertainment industry is because nobody wants to show fear. No one wants to show, that they don't understand something. They always want to be, I'm on top of my game, and I don't need help. I know everything. But that's not necessarily the case. And then another thing that I do talk about in the book is that a lot of people, they job hop, right? They go from one career, or not necessarily a career, but like from one company to another company to another company. And I've seen that a lot in the entertainment world, and I know it happens in any industry. And what people do is that when things get tough, they don't tough it out. They just try to find the next best thing. Problem with that is that the grass is not always greener on the other side. What you need to do is where you are, water the grass where you're at, let that grow. Don't always look for the better opportunity, because it may not be there. I had people when I was working at Fox, and then they were like, oh man, I'm frustrated here, so I'm going to go work for Netflix. And then they work for Netflix, and they're only there for a year, and then they end up working at Sony, and then they end up back at Fox, and then they go to Warner Brothers, and then they go to Disney. Always looking to try to be satisfied without doing the work, without like doing the work, meaning not doing what you would need to do to make the situation that you're in the best that it could possibly be. Because not necessarily leaving the job is the best option. A lot of, there are times where it is, but you need to, and again, with the stories that I share, it shows you how you can navigate through a variety of work situations, toxic work environments and good work environments, and how to navigate through them. Because what I've found is, the truth is, a lot of people love what they do. They got into the career because they're passionate about it, right? You go to school, you go to college, you kill yourself in student loans, you do all these things because you want to be, on this path, this career path. And then when you get in, it's like, it didn't matter if it was an entry-level job, right? It didn't matter if it was an internship. You got your foot in the door to doing something that you're passionate about. What happens is that when things don't go exactly the way you like it to, or you're in that field for a long time and you kind of get used to it, and you forget about that initial passion, you need to fire that up again. And then what I'm finding out when I talk to my clients and just other people who are just in the workforce is that it's not necessarily the job that they hate, it's the environment that they're in. So there's ways to navigate through bad work environments and make it better, because again, they love their job. It's just the environment that is tough to work in. And that's not necessarily the case with everywhere you work, but and sometimes, as I say, you can navigate through it, and sometimes maybe there isn't a solution, so maybe going to a different company may be the best solution. But again, I talk a lot about that in detail in the book. So
yeah, that's just knowing what I know about, what you've told me about the book, what I some of the stuff I've read myself, I'm thinking it's like, yeah, it does have a lot of the stories from the entertainment industry, but it's not just for that. It's for any work environment, any sort of,
absolutely,
any person can pick this up and take these tools and use them to help better, what's going on with them. Because like you said, a lot of it does have to do with your perspective of things. Yeah, you got into this job because you like it, or you enjoy the work, but the environment's not so good. Is that because of you, or is it because of the actual environment? And what can we do to make it better? And everyone needs to know stuff like that. It's super helpful. And even just I was as I was we've been talking about this book, you and I'm already thinking oh man, I know like 10 people off the top of my head that this could really help them. Just to give them the tools, because whether it be because of fear or because like they're always they're job hopping. It's like, oh well, this place they didn't treat me well, so I'm out of there. And then they go to another place, and it's the same thing happens over and over again. It's like they get that hot foot, and it's like problem, I'm out of here. And they don't know how, and they never deal with the issues that they're going through, and they never get better, and nothing changes.
And the thing with like this book is not geared towards the entertainment industry. This is for people not in that business. I use my experience from being in the business, but any industry, any business, anywhere that you work, you're going to experience similar situations where you can utilize the same tools. It was just, obviously with my personal experience, I wanted to share that, and which was in the entertainment world. But yeah, like you say, this applies to anybody, anywhere, any job. So, and like I said, I didn't write this for entertainment people. I want people who aren't in the industry to read this and, get a little inside scoop of what it's like, to work in the business. And, and some of the stories I share, like, the opening chapter, which talks about perspective, passion, and purpose. The story I share is how I was first exposed into the entertainment world, and I have a great story about the movie Jaws, and how I was, as a little kid, I was there. I saw the shark being built for that movie, and I have the eyes, the original eyes from that shark, and there's just, I put a picture of it in the book, so you can check it out. So there's stories about that. There's stories, there's a great story in there I share. It's the one about communication, but that's when I was working for Playboy Radio. And that was a very interesting job, to say the least. So there's stories about that. One of the chapters I talk about, I shared like some of the good experience I've had meeting certain celebrities, and the lesson there is about preconceived judgments, about not having judgments about people before you have your facts. But the stories I share are like, I met, this is what happened when I met George Clooney. This is the story when I met, Robert Downey Jr. or whatever. And so there's a lot of fun and enjoyment in the book as well. So it's entertaining, of course, as a read, but I wanted to tie those lessons in there so that it also is a very valuable book for people to refer to and go, oh yeah, that's a good point about how to set boundaries. I need to do that, or that's a great idea on how to create to-do lists and manage my time so I have more free time. So there's a lot of valuable information that you can get out of the book. And of course, everybody who does buy the book, whether it's ebook or audiobook or the paperback, I have bonus material that's free. It's part of the book. So there's links and QR codes and that kind of thing that you can scan and grab some free stuff too. So it's not just only the book that you get.
That's great.
A little more fun.
So the book is out today. You said that there's a special deal going on with the book on Amazon for a short period of time. How long does that run?
Right. So, launch day, of course, October 18th, which is super exciting. So from the 18th through the 24th of this month only, you can get the ebook. You can download the ebook for only 99 cents. And you can pick up the paperback for only $6.95, which is half of what the normal cost is. And then after the 24th, everything goes back to its normal price on Amazon. So, so now's the time, man. Grab your book.
Yeah, and when should people expect the audiobook to come out?
Very shortly. I've wrapped up all the recording of it. It's just a matter. It's the technical stuff of getting it uploaded, and it will be. Let me see. It will be on, of course, Amazon and I believe Apple as well. And I think there's one other platform that will carry it. So.
And you're doing all the audio for it, or you get like James Earl Jones or something like that to do it.
Yeah. I say, this is my voice, but pretend you were listening to Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. But yeah, it's great. I know you have been working really hard on this. You've been really excited about it. And this is just an extension of what you've been doing for people through your program. So I'm
Yeah.
really happy for you. I'm really excited. I can't wait to finish the book. I mean, I've gotten snippets of it, and I like what I've read so far. I'm looking forward to my physical copy coming in, and I'm gonna dive into it. So yeah, I'm really excited for you, Rob. I know this is something you've been wanting to do for a long time.
Yeah, it's great, and like I said, it was fun to share, my entertainment stories, and actually, get it in book form. But of course, most importantly, I love being a coach, a mindset coach, a personal performance coach, and helping people better their lives and transform their lives. And the book was a great avenue to be able to share, some of the techniques that have really helped a lot of people, both at the workplace and in their personal life. And I still coach. I still do one-on-one coaching with people, and I'm also doing a lot of presentations. So if anybody is working at a company or business, doesn't matter how big or small, I've done talks with big corporations and small businesses. I'd be happy to do either a virtual presentation or speaking engagement, or I also do in person too. So love doing that as well.
All right. Well, where can people find you, Rob? So they can get all that goodness out of you. Where can they find you?
Well, you can always go to Amazon and go to the bookstore, go to Kindle, or just look at books and just type in Lights Action U, and you'll see this come up. And
Right.
grab your book. Grab your book. You can also go to robertlanecoaching.com. Of course, I have all the links there as well, and obviously more information about what I do as a coach. And if you're interested in the program and the mindset method, I do, before I sign anybody, I always do a consultation call with them to make sure that the program is right for them and that they will get, the benefits that I teach in that program before I sign anybody. So, yeah, check it out. Come to the website, go to Amazon, grab a book.
All right. Well, Rob, thanks for coming on. Thanks for talking to us about the book. We're happy for you. We're excited for you. And like I said, can't wait to dive into it some more. We're going to have all the links for Rob below on this episode. And if you want to see more of our content, we have several episodes with Robert Lane on many different things that we've done with him. So you can check out our past library. Our social media stuff. We have Instagram, Circle of Jerks Podcast, Twitter @PodcastCOJ. Same with Letterboxd @PodcastCOJ. If you want to see us on our live stream every Tuesday, nocturnal transmissions, 6 p.m. ish Pacific Standard Time. And if you like some gaming stuff, you got me with Up by Up Down. You can check that out. But yeah, just come check out our channel. If you love Rob, we have a lot of episodes with him. He's on quite a bit. He's a fun regular guest with us. So with that being said, pick up your book and hope you enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Deuces.